Hello vinyl community, how you doing? It's Bill with the Vinylverse. Back with another video finally. And it's a video I've been wanting to do for some time now. The inspiration for this video is Carm over at the channel Gorvo31. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Carm's channel. What an amazing guy, nice guy Carm is. He I don't know, month and a half ago, started showing his Tangerine Dream collection. And at the beginning, it was a multiple part series, and I don't even think he's finished yet. He's going to do some more parts later on. But in his first one, he said maybe this will become a thread where you can show your dreams, so your Tangerine dreams. And when he said that, I thought, yeah, it's a band I've been collecting now, and I have a good bit of music to show, so I thought I'd partake in this thread, if you will. Before I get started, I want to show this shirt that I received from Dan over at Dots and Loops. Dan had a kind of an impromptu contest in one of his videos where you had to name some things that he showed throughout a video and send him a DM over on Instagram with the answers to like 5 questions, I think. I did that, and I got a note from Dan saying that I was one of the winners, but I think only 3 people responded, so he said he's going to send all 3 of us a shirt. So I did get the shirt, and here it is. Thank you so much, Dan. Really appreciate it. I love the shirt. I'm happy to showcase you and your great channel, Dots and Loops. But I'm here to talk about Tangerine Dream. And I mentioned Carm already. Carm is just a wonderful guy. You want to talk about the nicest guy in the VC. I think Carm is right up there, if not the nicest guy in the VC. So such a sweet guy, and he has a great way of talking about music and sharing his sharing stories, and how just able to talk about the music in a really way that I enjoy. So he showed his collection and is still in the process of showing things. So I'm going to come on here and do that. I'm not going to get too in-depth with these. Carm did an excellent job. Much better job than I could ever do. So I will link his part 1 video, Tangerine Dream video, down below. So if you are interested, go check it out, because first of all, Carm has an amazing collection, and second of all, he can talk about the music much more better than I can, because he's been a fan of Tangerine Dream for decades. I think since the early 90s, maybe. Me, I've always known about the band. Even from a young age, I've known the name Tangerine Dream. But I didn't really start looking into them until recently. I've seen some of the covers over the years, always intrigued me, but I never really explored the music. And then sometime in 2018, I was able to grab an album, which I'll show a little later. I'll mention it at the time. And I told myself I was going to make a concerted effort to start collecting Tangerine Dream beginning in 2019, which I did. And that continued over into 2020. So I've been collecting. This has become one of my favorite bands. I really love this band and the music. So interesting. The music is very experimental, electronic, ambient at times, exploratory, spacey. It's a lot of just stuff that I really enjoy. So the one constant in Tangerine Dream up to his death is Edgar Fruza. And playing in the background is his, I believe, his first solo album. It's Aqua, and this was 74, 73, 74 maybe. Don't quote me on that. This is on the Brain label. But I just wanted to show, I have 2 Edgar Fruza solo albums. I thought I'd start off by showing them. This is Aqua. And then later on, from 1983, here is Pinnacles. So Edgar Fruza, such a really influential musician in the electronic music scene, a real innovator, very experimental, highly creative. So Tangerine Dream, over the years, they've had a lot of personnel changes. The core band that I think most people really gravitate towards is the trio of Edgar Fruza, Chris Franke, and Peter Baumann. And they were pretty much Tangerine Dream most of the 70s, like 72-ish, 72 to about 79. Yeah, 78, 8-ish. I'm not exactly sure when Peter Baumann left, but those 3 put out a lot of, at least my favorite albums. So Tangerine Dream, I've already said, very experimental, highly innovative with electronic music, synthesizers, and whatnot. But when they started out, this is their first album, Electronic Meditation, from 1970. And pardon me, I put dates and stuff over here, so I wouldn't have to remember everything. So yeah, this was their first album, and this is a 2017 reissue. I think it was one of the record store days. I picked it up the following year, I think. But this first album from Tangerine Dream, only had Edgar Fruza on it, and some other musicians, neither of the 2 that I mentioned before, but also had Klaus Schulze on drums. That would be the only band that he would partake in Tangerine Dream, and then he would go on and do his own electronic music and had a very successful career with that. So yeah, the first album, Electronic Meditation. This album is actually more traditional rock instruments, so they haven't really gotten into the synthesizers and stuff yet, but real avant-garde music here, real like spacey, abstract, but I actually enjoyed this album, and I listened to it quite a bit. So that's their first album from 1970. Now, a recent addition to my collection is their second album, Alpha Centauri. And this is a 1972 reissue. It came out in 1971. Peter Baumann hasn't joined the band yet, but Chris Franke actually is on this album, along with Steve Schroeder. This is on the Or label, as was Electronic Meditation, but the label of that record, the reissue, doesn't have this label. So I think I already mentioned, but this is a 1971 album, and this is the 1972 reissue. So along the lines of electronic meditation, this continues to be spacey music. It gets a little bit more edgier, and I'll say psychedelic. But really, really good album. So 1971, Alpha Centauri. And around that same time, they put out a single, or a 7-inch, of a song called Ultima Thule. And I have this 2016 compilation here called Ultima Thule, or Thula, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. This is pretty cool because it has, is that coming through? You have this printed on the actual outer sleeve. It's kind of like art of the band there, band picture, as well as the type. But this is cool because it has, along with that 7-inch single, Ultima Thule Parts 1 and 2, it has Edgar Fruza's band before Tangerine Dream called The Ones, and they were a kind of more garage rock. And it has, there are 2 singles on there, Lady Greengrass and Love of Mine. And then there's also Oscillator Planet Concert. I don't know if you can read that, but that was a non-album track, and this is really, really enjoyable. Ultima Thule. It's got some really great guitar in it. But I picked this up earlier, well, maybe late last year. I don't exactly remember when I picked it up. Late last year, I think. All right, going on to their third album, 1972, and their album Zeit. Incredible album artwork by Edgar Fruza, also, and with photography from his wife Monique, which the previous album Alpha Centauri also, Edgar did a lot of the cover artwork and his wife did a lot of the photography. But 1972, this is a first UK pressing from 1976 on Virgin. This is just a wonderful album, double album, so it's a lot to take in, this type of electronic music, and yeah, I wrote down a couple things here. So the cover kind of, if you can imagine what the music sounds like based on the cover, that's kind of what you get. But highly ambitious because it's a double album, but very rewarding if you can sit down and listen to it all the way through. Again, abstract, and there's no true melodies on here, so it's a lot of dark atmospheres and dark ambience. But I really, really enjoy this one, Zeit. At this point, Peter Baumann did join the band, and like I said, the 3 members would be until like 77, 78, somewhere around there. Not exactly sure when. Then moving on to Tangerine Dream's 4th album. I've heard 2 pronunciations of this. I've heard Atem and I've heard Atom. It's easier for me to say Atom, so that's what I'll say, but it's ATEM. So this was 1973. Again, cover art by Edgar Fruza. Yeah, really wonderful. This is an original German pressing. again on the Or label. Very, very happy to have this one. Really enjoy this one. It's got a little bit more of a primitive feel, but it's adventurous. Yeah, I wrote down, a little more melodic and introduces more rhythms and percussive elements. And this is when they started adding in the mellotron, which I absolutely love, the mellotron. So you can hear a lot of mellotron on this album. So yeah, their fourth album. Next, this is when 1974. Virgin over in the UK signs Tangerine Dream. So this is the start of what's known as the Virgin years, and 1974 Phaedra, another just exceptional album by that same three-piece, and this is really when they introduce a signature sound, which is their sequencer, which really creates these hypnotic, electronic, looping rhythms. Yeah, and if you've ever heard the term of Berlin School electronic music, this could be like the birth of that. So Tangerine Dream really at the forefront of that Berlin School electronic music. And Phaedra is just an exceptional album, one of my favorites. It's time to flip the album. Okay, so after Phaedra, 1975 gave us this album, Rubicon. And this is a recent acquisition for me. This is a German press. A Japanese pressing. As you can see, the Obi strip here. 1975, and this was a 1982 Japanese pressing. So yeah, another terrific Tangerine Dream album with iconic artwork. Yeah, this shows how they just keep evolving and expanding on what they're doing with synthesizers and electronics. But really, really wonderful album from 1975. Also from 1975 is, I believe, their first live album, and this is Ricochet. And I really love this album. Yeah, it's very melodic, very rhythmic. If people ever ask me what is a good starting point to jump in and listen to Tangerine Dream, I always mention this one and then another one the next one. I think they're very good starting points. Yeah, so Ricochet is a great album. And then we jump to 1976 and Tangerine Dream Stratosphere. Like I said, this is another good starting point for the band, or to get a taste of their music. By this point, I think, the reason why it's a good starting point is it's a little more accessible, I guess, is a good way to put it. So, yeah. Stratosphere, really, really great album. from 1976. A lot of textures on this album, pretty organic, a lot of textures. Really good stuff. And then we jumped to 1979 in what I have here, and it's Force Majeure. Another great album. By this point, Peter Baumann has left the band, but there's a gentleman by the name of Klaus Krieger on drums for this one. The thing I like about this one is that it gets a little more into prog, which I like, but great album. Continuing on, my collection jumps to 1981 and their album Exit. See the band there. At this point, back to a trio, but another gentleman joins, Johannes Schmoling. Yeah, Johannes Schmoling. So it's still Chris Franke, Edgar Fruza, and Johannes Schmoling. So their album Exit. This really is, when Johannes joins, it's really ushering kind of a new era for the band, so that the sounds are changing and moving forward, but still very, very good. The next thing I have is 1982, their album White Eagle. Again, same band, but very good. I'm seeing the time here, how long I'm going, so I'm going to start speeding up here. But yeah, I continue on from where Exit left off. This is another good one. One thing I forgot to mention about Tangerine Dream is that they've not only have they put out well over 100 albums, maybe even closer to 200, but they were prolific with soundtracks too. They were hired to do a lot of movie soundtracks. And the first one I have here is from 1984, and it's Risky Business. I have to mention that this was a gift to me from Mike at Jam on Vinyl. He was very, very kind to send this to me. I have the note tucked in here. So on the first side here, 4 of the 6 tracks are Tangerine Dream. So Risky Business. And then also in 1984, we have Tangerine Dream, the Warsaw concert, and it's called Poland. So same band. This was a Record Store Day pickup from, I guess it was 2000. I don't know if it was 2009. I guess it was 2019. I think maybe it's Black Friday Record Store Day from 2018. I can't remember. But yeah, this is a concert from 1984, and this particular release is on transparent vinyl, so that's pretty cool. Several weeks ago, I was spending some time scouring YouTube for live footage of Tangerine Dream, and there's actually quite a bit out there. But there's some videos around this era which were very, very interesting. I was really enjoying that. Then I actually have a single here that didn't make it onto the Warsaw concert album, and this is Warsaw in the Sun. It's a 12-inch single. And on side 2 is a song called Polish Dance and a song called Rare Bird. I was surprised. I came across this in one of my local stores for just a couple bucks. I was so surprised to see something like this in that store, because they just sell used records, and just randomly in the T section, this was sitting in there. So pretty cool. Okay, moving on to 1986 and another soundtrack, and this is the very first Tangerine Dream album that I bought. I got a heck of a deal on this based on what it goes for now. Paid $8 for this at the time, but it's a soundtrack to Legend from 1986. It starred Tom Cruise and Mia Sara and Tim Curry there in his makeup. Yeah, so I got an excellent copy. I mean, this thing is pretty near mint. So this also has, let alone the Tangerine Dream stuff, it also has 2 tracks. One that has John Anderson of Yes, and another that has Brian Ferry of Roxy Music. So this is the first album I ever bought by Tangerine Dream. It's 1986. Okay, we're winding down here, finally. Record Store Day drop number 1 of this year. Tangerine Dream had their release, Tiger. Now, I didn't actually go out and partake in Record Store Day drop 1, but that day I saw or was notified that Lunchbox Records in Charlotte, North Carolina, was putting up some inventory. I think it was late Saturday afternoon, or maybe it was all the way to Sunday, I can't remember. But they had a copy of Tiger here that came out, originally released in 1987, but reissued for Record Store Day. So this is kind of cool. It's cool to have. This is on gold vinyl, I believe. Yeah, transparent gold there. Yeah, so Tiger, happy to have this one. Okay, and then along with the that Record Store Day that I got the Warsaw concert, Poland, I also got this one, which is Machu Picchu, and I'll read just the hype sticker here. It says the late Edgar Fruza's homage to John Peel, specially composed for him after the legendary DJ's passing near Machu Picchu in 2004. This came out on CD in 2012, and then Record Store Day, whatever one it was, they released it on vinyl. And this is on limited edition yellow vinyl. So it's got one of these flaps here that I'm not going to open. Okay, so finally, one more thing. So Edgar Fruza passed away in 2015, and he wanted the band to continue on, which they have. It's a totally different lineup now, but I did pick up Tangerine Dreams, the Sessions 1, and this is 2000, recorded in 2017, I think, and released in 2018. I could have my dates mixed up, but it was released in 2018, But this is, again, very much going back to the earlier Tangerine Dream with being more experimental and improvisational, longer pieces of music. Actually, there's only 2 songs, 1 song on each side. So these are live performances, and they're improvised. But for this one, I enjoy it. Side 1 is really, really great. I really like it. Side 2, not quite as much, but it's still enjoyable. So that is my Tangerine Dream collection. If you've made it through, I appreciate you sticking around to watch the full contents of what I have here. So thank you for that. And Carm, if you are watching, thank you for sharing your collection and getting this thread started. I don't know if anyone else has participated, but I even mentioned to you that I wanted to do this, so I'm glad I finally found a chance to do this. And I'm going to be continuing to collect Tangerine Dream because I've truly grown to love this band. A lot of, over the years, the band, a lot of different stuff to get into, and I really love it. So, everyone, thank you for watching. If this interested you at all, definitely check out Carm's videos. He's done 3 parts so far, and he's got an amazing collection. So show him some love and check his videos out. Again, part 1 is linked down below. But for now, that's going to do it for me. I hope everyone is doing well. Finally made it to fall here where I live, so I love the fall. So this is great. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think of any of these, or if you want to know more, just let me know down in the comments. But I'm going to sign off here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care now. Bye.